Morning, Andy. Just on behalf of Newbury College, I'd just like to thank you for participating in this student interview regarding the apprenticeship programme. So first of all, could you introduce yourself?
So my name's Andy Mail. I'm in my third year of my degree apprenticeship at Newbury. I work for a company called Diamond Light Source in Harwell. As a design engineer. So yeah, I've been there 8 years. Really enjoying what I'm doing.
Brilliant. Okay, so why did you want to become an apprentice? What appealed to you?
So I've been in engineering for substantially over sort of 20 years now. So I'm a bit more what you would class as a mature student. But I did my original ONC back in 1996. So I started my qualifications, but I didn't sort of complete the process as a typical apprentice would. So the opportunity arose for me to come back and actually finish off my qualifications, even though I've got lots of experience within engineering. I think it'd just be nice to put a cap on the education side of things.
Yeah, of course. Okay, and what interests you most about your industry and subject area?
Oh, but yeah, there's quite a lot that interests me because I work in, it's like cutting edge science. It's the UK's synchrotron. I don't know, people might go away and sort of take a look at what that is, but all of the stuff we do is heavily research and design based. So it's all one-off, high precision, high repeatability equipment that we build, and you'll never see it anywhere else sort of outside of the synchrotron world, really. So yeah. It's just, sometimes it still just boggles my mind, some of the things that we end up designing.
Yeah, I think being privileged to actually have been able to go around and have a look at Diamond Light Source and see what you do was for me a massive privilege, and we were absolutely blown away by not only the work that you're doing, but by the actual physical size of the operation in terms of the beam line is just phenomenal, and it really is. So what do you enjoy about your apprenticeship? What makes it special?
Definitely mixing with people from other industries and seeing what they're doing, getting their experiences of it. And also I kind of like, because I'm sort of quite experienced with it, I do help some of the people along sometimes and sort of give them a little bit of guidance, and I find that quite enjoying. Sort of not quite as a mentoring level, but just sort of giving people a little bit of guidance. Okay. But yeah, also coming in and learning sort of how things are taught today as well, in sort of this day and age, but sort of in the modern education world in comparison to how they were sort of 25 years ago.
I think certainly from the environment that we saw, where you've got research scientists working with, what are to us our college students in an environment which is delivering a phenomenal level of work, and from the elements that we can appreciate, for myself coming from the aircraft industry through to applications which are way above what we could think of. It was a real honor to come around. So in terms of the apprenticeship program, who's actually supported you in your career development?
So it was originally when Diamond decided to start putting people through the apprenticeship program, I was sort of one of the first two to be approached to say, would we be interested in going to do it? And that was by Stuart Scott. This was before we had anything put in place to help guide people through the apprenticeship program. But since then, it's been developed. So now I have Cliff, who does the EPA side of things.
Yes.
And then my manager, John, who's very supportive, and his manager, Sarah, who is also very supportive of giving us time and committing to us going through the apprenticeship program. So,
okay. And do you find that the apprenticeship program actually runs nicely in parallel to the learning or the physical learning within the college environment?
Yeah, I think it does. Yeah, definitely.
What do you hope to do once you've completed your apprenticeship, Andy? This is the
So,
key question.
so I'm kind of hoping it'll lead to a senior. Would start with move on to like a senior mechanical design position, and then potentially move into project engineering management. And one of the first key things for me once I've done this, because of the experience that I've had in the past, one of the key things will be to become a chartered engineer once I have the degree, because obviously that's going to help enormously towards getting chartership. So, and yeah, and Diamond will fund the chartered side of things. So
Okay, you'll enjoy engineering management assignment 4 then. That relates to
Okay.
joining a professional organisation.
Right. Okay.
And environmental, ethical behaviours, etc., of professional engineers. So that fits quite well with future plans. So, do you have any other thoughts or comments about the apprenticeship programme at Newbury College?
So as far as Newbury College goes, I think obviously I started 3 years ago, and there's been great inroads in improvement. Really good, and especially with the new UCN centre, it's great.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, with the way things are at the moment, we can't attend. But I do also think the college has done a great job with working with the situation as it is. With
Yeah,
the
I
COVID
think
situation.
that's really good to hear from a learner perspective. I think I'd probably reiterate that from an employee, as in a college lecturer perspective, and say how well it's been managed. Just in terms of the testing programs, how they've managed people physically needing to attend college. I mean, I'm saying college today, it's a very empty and lonely place, and
I can imagine,
underutilized, all these nice new classrooms, etc. But we can the educational aspect still goes on, and we still have students which are just beginning, and we still have students which are coming to the end of their programs. And it's how we utilize that time and focus. It's change, isn't it? Which is always different, but it's how you embrace the change and work alongside that. So how do you feel in terms of the way Newbury College has actually moved into the UCN with view to running courses right the way through from masters? They're trying to provide this one platform for learning, so we accept learners in at an early age and then take them right through to potentially to their masters programs.
I think that's a really good idea, because it's going to provide consistency for the students going right the way through. They'll recognise the styles of teaching. They recognise where they're going to be week in, week out. So I think it can only be a good thing, to be honest.
Okay, fantastic. Andy, I really appreciate your time.
That's no problem.
Hopefully catch up soon.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks ever so much.
See you tomorrow.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye.